Welcome to a Masala Chai exclusive story from our personal bank of stories. But we won't kiss and tell from where.
Nope.
We sip and enjoy the drama. This story is quite wet and wild and messy.
That is absolutely outrageous.
So, this happened a few years back, but now I am ready to tell my embarrassing story, which is honestly quite mortifying. At the time, I was a 20-year-old female, and one day I helped a family friend out by babysitting and ran a few errands with her. She had triplets, so it wasn't the easiest task to do anything alone. The last stop was shopping, and my gosh, I needed a pee. And yes, I am that awkward person that will not pee in 90% of the places. So at this point, it was now hours later. Why do I do this to myself? I'm not sure. So, does anyone else have an issue going to public toilets? And don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. It really helps our channel to keep going and to keep trying to make our videos better. After a literal more than half a day, my family friend dropped me home, and on my mind there was only one thing. When I got home, my parents' car wasn't there, so I realised that they had gone away. At this point, we were having a lot of work done to the house, so half of the house was a literal building site, and half was somewhat of a normal house. And there was always at least 15 builders, plumbers, and electricians around the house. It was the kind of scenario you could pop out your room, there's a plumber right in front of you. You look out the window and whoop, there's a roofer outside waving at you. They were everywhere. Now, mostly I was an awkward chick until I got drinks down me. Then I was the life of the party. I walked through the door with literally one mission on my mind, but was stopped just after the door. To the right is our dining room. "Hello, sweetheart. How are you?" said one of the builders. "Yeah, good, huh?" Digging my nails into my own palm as if it was helping. At this point, it's important to mention there are about 7 guys behind him, standing around a hole in the ceiling, almost staring at it and discussing something. It's also important to say it kind of led up to my room. Trust me, this does matter. And one slightly younger guy with the most bluest eyes I had ever seen. He always looked and gave a smile. He was kind of cute, but today was not the day. So I just smiled back. This was the one time I needed them not to speak to me. Normally I would be polite. I put my head down and dashed up. Got halfway up the stairs and tripped up. Looked around to make sure I didn't embarrass myself and carried on running. Now, that wasn't because I was awkward. It's just at this moment, I don't want to have any casual chat because my life and respect depended on it. Got to my room. I locked the bedroom door. You could have easily mistaken this as a scene from a horror film with my speed and eagerness. And I remembered, I need to pee. So I have an ensuite, and I appreciated that at this time because with my pee issues, I probably wouldn't go to the loo for most of the day with all the builders around in the house. I run to the bathroom, sit down on the toilet, and have a sudden thought. What if they hear me pee? Because right next to my bathroom is the main bathroom, and I can hear some noise of them working on the radiator, maybe? I sit down and go for the most silent pee I could ever. As silent as possible. And a silent because that relief was unreal. Then I remembered I need to flush the toilet. Shit, now what? I stood and looked around and thought, fuck it. They'll know I have peed at this point. Little did I know my fate was much worse than that. So I turn around and flush the toilet and go to wash my hands. It takes a literal second and I hear noises. "Ah!" said one of the plumbers. "Fuck, fuck, 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 fuck. Turn it off. Turn it off." I felt as if he was talking to me. I stood there confused. I hear loads and loads of men running around in panic and screaming. It wasn't just the main bathroom, I could hear them downstairs as well. Oh fuck, what did I do? I thought. So I quickly turned the tap off, thinking it was the sink. But I was wrong. They are still screaming. And that's the point I realised. I looked at the toilet and thought, no, this cannot happen. This cannot happen to me. I thought this was the end of my life. I never, ever wanted to see them again. And I will not step out of the room until they go. I stare at myself in the mirror. My face is red as a tomato, and I can't shut my mouth. It is so wide open with shock. So literally, I never got out of the room that day. Until I knew they had gone, of course. I did not use the toilet just in case. Not after giving multiple builders and plumbers a waterfall. But guess what? My luck. After a few days, I see a few of them. The builder who I spoke to was completely normal. But the cute guy, he knew. And I knew he knew. And he knew that I knew that he knew. It was just the look. You know that look? Talking to someone, they both look. So this guy started making an extra effort every day to come and say hello. With a side smile. So I would just look down and say, and walk away. I just could not face this guy anymore. As for others, they gave me the look, but never said anything. And yes, I never said sorry. I know this sounds entitled, but I wanted to just forget the ordeal. So, if you've been in a situation where you have had liquids all over you on the job, then I am deeply, deeply sorry. So, moral of the story is clear and simple. Just ask if you need to use the toilet when you're having building work done in the house. Or just don't wait, use them when and where you can.